Do you know the worst Santa ever in the horror movies? Don't be on this Santa's naughty list.
Why don't you tell Santa what you want for Christmas, little boy?
Welcome back, horror fans. Today we are diving into the terrifying and twisted world of Terrifier 3. Buckle up, friends, because this one takes the scares to a whole new level. Let's break it down. First, we will have to look into the character analysis for better understanding. Art the Clown. The central antagonist, Art is a silent, sadistic killer who returns to wreak havoc during the Christmas season. Despite being decapitated in Terrifier 2, he is resurrected and resumes his killing spree, now donning as a Santa Claus disguise to blend into the festive environment. Then Sienna Shaw. Having survived in the previous film, Sienna is released from a mental health center and stays with her relatives. She grapples with survivor's guilt and traumatic visions, particularly of her deceased friend Brooke. Sienna's journey is marked by her struggle to protect her family from Art's renewed terror. Jonathan Shaw, Sienna's younger brother, now in college, attempts to move past the horror inflicted by Art. His relationship with Sienna is strained as they both cope with their shared trauma. Victoria Hayes. Once a victim and survivor, Victoria becomes possessed by a little pale girl and aligns with Art. Her transformation into murderous accomplice adds a new layer of horror as she actively participates in the carnage alongside Art. Then Jess Shaw, Sienna and Jonathan's aunt, who along with her husband Greg, provides shelter to Sienna. Unaware of the full extent of the danger, Jess becomes entangled in the deadly events orchestrated by Art and Victoria. Greg Shaw, husband to Jess and father to Gabby. Greg is Sienna and Jonathan's uncle. His attempts to support his family are thwarted by violent intrusion of Art and his accomplice. Then we have last on our list Gabby Shaw, daughter of Jess and Greg, a cousin to Sienna and Jonathan. She idealizes Sienna but is unaware of the traumatic events of her cousin has endured. Gabby becomes an innocent victim caught in the crossfire of Art's murderous rampage. Let's dive in. The film delves into a psychological and supernatural connections between these characters, particularly exploring Sienna's role as counterforce to Art's evil, hinting at a deeper, possibly predestined confrontations between them. We kicking things off with a shock start after being beheaded by Sienna Shaw. Art the Clown's body defies death, decapitating a cop on the scene. It then makes its way to asylum where things get even creepier. 2 years later, Sienna Shaw is released from mental health center and moves in with her aunt Jess, Uncle Greg and cousin Gabby. Gabby idealizes Sienna, but she has no idea what horrors her cousin survived. Sienna struggles with survival guilt and is haunted by visions of her late best friend Brooke, whose death she blames herself for. To make things worse, she is having trouble reconnecting with her younger brother Jonathan, who's now in college trying to move on. Meanwhile, Art and Victoria are woken from their slumber. Then two unlucky workers stumble upon on their hideout. As they expect, the duo doesn't let them live to tell the tale. And then Art goes on a killing spree that only he could pull off. He kills the Santa impersonator at the bar and takes his costume. But Art isn't stopping there. He takes an axe to an entire family at their home and then targets Small. This movie is so bloody gruesome and rated for 18 plus, so be aware. At the mall, disguised as Santa, Art uses presents filled with explosive to cause absolute chaos. Sienna sees someone who might be Art, but she keeps telling her to herself, unsure if it's real or hallucination. Later, Sienna visits Jonathan at his university and meets his roommate Cole and Cole's girlfriend Mia, who hosts a true crime podcast. When Mia pushes Sienna and Jonathan to talk about the Miles Country massacre, Sienna loses her cool. Sienna tells Jonathan she believes Art is alive and shows him a letter from her time in the psychiatric hospital. The letter explains how demons, like the one possessing Victoria, use killers like Art to enter the world. Art strikes again, killing Mia and Cole in a brutal chainsaw attack. Sienna panics after hearing about the mole killings and demands Jonathan to return home. But before anyone can act, Greg goes to pick up Jonathan. Sienna wakes up to a horrifying sight. Art and Victoria decorating Greg's mutilated body as Christmas display. Sienna tries to escape but is knocked out. When she wakes up, she and Jess are tied up in the things that only gets worse from there. Victoria tries to break Sienna's spirit, but it doesn't work. With her father's sword, Sienna fights back, decapitating Victoria and impaling Art. But it's not over. Victoria's blood creates a portal to hell, and Gabby falls in. Sienna tries to save her, but despite her efforts, Gabby disappears into the abyss with a sword. And that's the end of the movie. Wait. Don't leave the video yet. The Art escapes boarding a city bus while Sienna's wounds mysteriously heal. In the end, she vows to find and rescue Gabby, leaving us on the edge of our seats for what comes next. That's all for today's explanation of Terrifier 3. What do you think of the movie? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite horror flicks. See you next time.
What do you get on Santa's naughty list?